Right, hello guys, it is week 168. Here we are in the fish room. Right, what I will do is feed the fish because they will just sit there acting like they've never been fed in their life otherwise. Getting all feisty in front of the camera. There you go. Right, so that's them sorted for a minute. Right, so this week I've actually done something this week. If you look there, I have finally fitted my new fan that I've been speaking about for months and months. So the story of the fan is I've got two external fans in this fish room. They basically go through what was the existing old air bricks, which was fitted in both ends of the apex. So I just knocked the air bricks out and I put in 4-inch 100mm extraction tubes basically, and I bought two fancy heat exchange fans from Blauberg, which is a German company. I have an app on my phone, I can control them, and they've got ceramic lock-in, so they prevent cold air being sucked in and they kind of prevent the hot air being blown out. So they kind of save loss of energy really. The downside is, I mean, I like them, they're good, but the downside is they're extremely expensive for a very small fan really. So they are, I think last time I looked, about £450 each. So that one's fine, that one's been there since I did all the building work. That was the master. The one at that end was exactly the same, and it was set up as a slave to that one. And I used to alternate them, so that one would pull in and that one would push out, and then that one would pull in and that one would push out, and they worked fine for, I don't know, a year and a half, 2 years. And then all of a sudden, the slave unit just stopped working. I noticed I got an error on the app on my phone. I thought because they have like a mesh grill in there, and if that gets too clogged, it sends you like an alert. I thought maybe it was just a case of that, but I went up there and cleared it all out, but the fan just stopped spinning, like the little fan inside the actual unit. And I couldn't get it to work. I took it out, I rewired it, nothing, dead. So anyway, I threw it away. And I didn't have a fan for a while. And then I stole my wife's desk fan. She had a little desk fan, which was perfect size for the hole, the 100mm hole. So I stole it off the desk and I zip tied it to the wall basically. I just screwed the zip ties to the wall and basically just had the fan flat in front of the hole, and then I put it on a timer so it used to come up at night for 12 hours. And it's been there for months and months and months. So I had no fan on that end of the tank during the day at all. It was just off, and then it used to come on at night and push air out. But it's a tiny little fan, so it's probably moving a very small amount of air. So I kept putting it off because I didn't really want to spend the money, if I'm honest. I was like, it's very expensive. So I looked at alternatives, and I've bought this fan here, which is also a Blauberg, so it's a German, same manufacturer as the one I've already got. They make good bearings. It's rated for continuous duty, so I can just leave it running. And there's two main differences. One, it costs £100, whereas that one costs £450. Two, that one does 30 cubic meters of air an hour. This one does 220. So much beefier fan. And the actual fan itself is not noisy. What is noisy is outside, because it's vented in that ducting. It hits the vent, and as it pushes against the vent, it's noisy. It's another way to describe it, really. It is noisy. I turned it on and I was like, oh, that's good. And I walked outside and went, oh, that's not. But hopefully, no one's mentioned it. So maybe it's just me being super aware. So anyway, yeah, so that is now pulling out. So it's set to just pull the air out of the fish room 24 hours, just leave it on. It is on a timer socket, so if I want to, I could switch it on and off at certain times of the day. But at the moment, I am just leaving it on 24/7, and it's moving a lot of air. So I am It's only because I paid £450 for that one, because I'd probably get rid of that and put 2 of those in and just move more air through. But I think £450, what am I going to do with it? So that's where I've had a little bump in pH as well, because I think it's just circulating more air out, really. So I've had a 0.03, I think it's actually worked out. So that's pretty good for doing virtually nothing, really, and fitting the fan. Yeah, so that's what I've done this week. I've had this delivered, so I bought this. So that is another thing for the SPS tank. So that is, I'm slowly getting all the stuff for that. I mean, it's quite slow, but it's coming together. I think by next month I will be in a position to do a video and talk about what I intend to do with that. So that's kind of ticking away in the background. I'm trying to think. So the tank itself is, yeah, it's running good. It's happy, getting some nice growth. It's definitely got over the blip that it had while I was away. You can just tell. I mean, it's, you know, I can't give you specifics, but I could just tell looking at the tank that it's happier than it was when I came back from holiday. I mean, the fish are all pretty much the same, but yeah, the corals are just, you know, just see better growth tips, better polyp extension, colours are looking good. So I'm hoping that I can go through a nice phase through the summer of just sailing through with some good growth. The Regal tank that had that scratch on his eye is, I can never tell what one it is, to be honest. It's one of them, but yeah, they seem fine. So he's out all the time now. So he spent a week wished under that rock, as I explained, but now he seems quite happy to out and about in the water column feeding. Yeah, good. What else is going on? Convict tank still in there. I don't know. I don't know whether he's slightly better. He's at the stage, I suppose, because you know that yellow tank's down in there swimming around. I've watched them eat this morning. It's eating fine, and I just think, I don't know whether I can be bothered to go through the hassle of trying to rehome him and put him somewhere, or yeah. So yeah, so the tank's basically as it was, no changes. I'm trying to think if I've added anything, done anything. The only thing I've done is I bought 4 boxes of chocolate marron salt this week. So after I've filmed this, I will do my water change. The auto water change working fine, exactly how I wanted it to work, really. I haven't even done nothing to it for weeks and weeks, is what I wanted in it. It's probably doing around 160 litres a week, I think. It looks like that bin's half-ish. And I will do the rest of it today. Then I'll fill it up and just repeat the process, basically. I was going to try and scale back on the water changes, but after the blip in the holiday, I like the routine of stuff, really. I'm not a massive one for changing things. If the tank looks good, my head goes, whatever you're doing's working, just do that, rather than keep changing things. So I will probably just carry on doing a 300 litre a week water change. It seems to be working. Lanthanum chloride seems to be working well now. Phosphate's pretty much stable at 0.1 whenever I measure them. Nitrates are still creeping down. I reckon they're probably 30-ish. I do a couple of tests a week for both phosphate and nitrate, and the phosphate's been pretty bang on, really, 0.1, but I find it hard to read them salivate tests, so I reckon it's about 30. Last time the ICP said it was about 40, and that shade is definitely less than it was on the kit, so I'm just going to take a stab at 30, somewhere around there. The tank's looking happy anyway, so whatever it is, everything seems to be happy with it, so I will just keep things as they are. Yeah, I haven't changed anything else really. I'm dosing a bit of calcium, but that seems to go up and down. I think the swap between dosing calcium and dosing a bit of mag. I'm not dosing a lot, a couple of 100 ml a day, just because it slowly drops to 400, and ideally I like it sort of 420, 440, somewhere around there. So it'll probably take a week or two. Oh yeah, so the other thing that did happen, actually on a Sunday morning I came out, so I fed the fish, so sometimes, and it's mainly the Lanardi wrasse, but sometimes like the Soul Hole and some of the other tanks go a bit mad. When I put the food in, they crash up and hit the netting and sends just plumes of water all over the place. So come all over the tank, all over the lights, all over me quite often. So they did it on the Sunday morning. They did a big one, and so I got some picture of I want to wipe all the lights off. I thought no more of it, and then just as I was going out, so this is what 8:30 in the morning, 9. Oh, actually, I was late that morning, so it's probably about 9, 9:15, and I just heard. I don't really know how to explain it. Just a noise, you know, when you get used to the noises that you hear in your fish room, and you hear something that's just uncharacteristic. And I paused and just thought, what was that? And I was in a rush because I had a live stream to do at 10. So I had stuff I wanted to do. So I just went out, thought no more of it. And while I was on the live stream, I looked at my phone and I noticed two things. One, my pH was bobbing along at about 8, which is normally that's the low point it starts at in the morning. It gets down to sort of 8. Yeah, it's 8. I'm just trying to think if it's 8.1. It's 8 something anyway. But I noticed it didn't go up. It wasn't climbing. I knew when the lights go on, it normally goes up, and it was just bobbing along. And I went, that's weird. There's something off there. And then the Apex app gave me an alert that none of the things were connected to the Wi-Fi unit. So it just comes up missing. So I was like, oh, okay. So I finished the live stream, came out. This room was in pitch darkness. So all the lights were off. Most of the pumps were off. So basically everything that's plugged into all of those sockets around the back of the tank over there was off because it tripped. And that was obviously the noise I heard as I went out. It was the thing tripping. I've got no idea why it trips. I mean, my only thought was maybe it splashed into one of the lights or something and it's tripped them. It's never done it before, so I found it a bit weird. I was expecting, to be honest, to put the breaker back on and see one of the lights broken, but that was Monday today, so yeah, it was yesterday morning, so all the lights seemed fine. I had to reset the Wi-Fi. I basically have to unplug it, plug it back in, and then it reconnects to everything, and it's all been fine. They all went off. No, they didn't. They didn't go off. No, that's what happened. Yeah, so I came in and flicked the breaker. They all came on, thought no more of it. And then when I came round last night about 10:30, I come in, I just shut that door down there. And I noticed that one of the lights was still blaring bright. All the others were off. So I was like, so that's when I reset the Wi-Fi module. And then they all went off. And since then it's been fine. So, yes, I don't know what caused that. It's just one of those things that you think, well, I'm glad I was here when it happens. Because I've got no way to reset that. I mean, you've got to be in here, haven't you? You've got to physically put the breaker back on. So you can't remote that, really. Yeah, so I don't know what the cause of that was. But hopefully it was a one-off and it won't do it again anytime soon. Yes, I think that's it. I think we're done for this week. The tank is just bobbing along, which is what I want. I'm going to do water change shortly, and yeah, I think we're good. I can't think of anything else which is relevant. No. Okay, so hope you have a good week, guys, and I will see you in the next one.